Well, friends, it's done. We all worked really hard to elect our president. Really hard. And I am incredibly grateful that our election is done. But I wanted to talk today about why this was such a mandate from the American people. And the thing that keeps coming back to my mind is just I felt insulted. I felt like my position, I'm just a middle-class, hard-working entrepreneur who works really hard, who's trying to retire at some point. And I feel like for the last 3 years I've been on a backward slide. And now I've got to work doubly hard to get back to where I should be now, and I'm not. So I got to do 4 years worth of work. I've got to do 8 years worth of work in 4. And I think, I think the Democratic Party has completely lost touch with the majority of Americans. They have become the party of elitism and the upper class. And they have insulted so many Americans with their rhetoric and what they say, how they say it. And they're not listening to the average American. I'm just an average American. I work really hard for my husband and I and my family, my children, their children, my grandchildren. And I just feel like we have been in a prize fight, and nobody's been listening. Nobody's been ringing the bell. And I'm insulted by the people that represent the Democratic Party, how they look down their noses to you and I. The celebrities who have no clue what the average American goes through. They might have at some point when they were starting their careers, and their careers are because of the people that have supported them, gone to their movies, bought their videos, bought their music, and it's like they forgot that. And it's not, this is how you must feel. If you don't feel like this, then you're not worth anything. They're so out of touch. So out of touch. They are, and I believe the left is just catering to those people, to the top 1/4 of the American public. And that's not okay, because the middle class, small business owners and workers, blue collar workers, the trash people, the plumbers, the people on the assembly lines, the exterminators, the air conditioning workers, the roofers, the maintenance people, the small business owners, the insurance agents like I am, the hairdressers, the bakeries, the restaurant owners. We are the backbone of this land. And our voice and our opinion has been at risk. I hear all the time, well, why do these people support Donald Trump? Because he worked to do and have what he has. He was standing in the construction site. He may have never been a construction worker, but he was standing in the construction site, and he sees and understands how hard the average American works, and he sees that we are being ignored. He sees the corruption. In his position, he could see the corruption of how our country was being run and has been run for my entire adult life. And he made a decision, whether you like him or not, he is for us. He doesn't have to do this. Why would anybody put themselves through what that man has put himself through for 11 years, put himself in danger, put his children in danger, his grandchildren in danger, because he believes in America. and he wants a strong America. Strength through, what is it? Security through strength. He is a leader. He listens. He acknowledges what the average American is going through. Yeah, he's got his faults. Who doesn't? Do they? They don't act like they have any faults. That's also another issue. Why the American people just rejected their entire platform. That, and what was the platform? The same that we've had for 4 years? Quote, I can't think of one thing I would have changed that we have done and the decisions that we have made in the last 4 years. Really? That's how out of touch the party is. Literally, people are trying to keep their head above drowning, trying to pay off credit card debt. But when every time we go to the grocery store, we're dropping $200 a week, that's the average. Especially if you have children, it's going to be a lot more than that. Every week, there's no money left to have any sort of extracurricular activities, go away for the weekend, take your whole family to the movies. It'd be $50 to go to the movies, for goodness sakes. They've lost touch with the backbone of this country, and they've tried using their propaganda machine to stuff down our throats what we're supposed to believe, how we're supposed to believe it, and how we're supposed to be, and that's not okay. And that's why there was a resounding message sent by all the Americans in this class, in this group, that we reject your candidate and your platform. And unfortunately, you know, Vice President Harris has the worst vice presidential history and reputation. And I just, for the life of me, could not understand how they thought they could make up all of that ground. But then you really realize why they did it, and they were desperate because they knew that Biden was not going to be able to defeat Donald Trump. And that's what they got anyways, because ultimately the message forgot 70% of the American people. I really hope, I pray that our leaders, all of them, left, right, and center, can move past all of this hatred and division and work together. But the one thing that we have to do this. We have to get our news media under control, and we have to get hate-filled programming that does nothing but divide this country off the air. And one of the worst violators is The View. I've not watched one show of theirs, and I've only watched maybe 5 or 6, because they're so disgusting. They're full of hate and division and imperialistic beliefs. They claim to be for you and I, but they are not. They are, outside the national news medias, the worst example of a entity that has divided our country. And that's not okay. But you know what? They won't pay any attention to what the American people have said. They've already proven that. And it's only one show after the election. Hope you have a splendid Thursday. Take a deep breath. Enjoy the next 2 days, and then let's get all back to work. Make America great again. God bless.